Hi everyone. So one question that I'm getting from TikTok, if you don't know what I'm talking about, on TikTok, we are going through the New Testament every single day. In 2021, we're going to read the whole New Testament. One question that I get a lot from new believers, current believers, non-believers, is the question. I have it written down here, and I can give you these notes as I go through. I can type them up if you guys want them. But if men are saved by grace through faith, but if all you have to do to be saved is believed, then you can go out in the world and live in sin because you have God's grace, right? And he'll just keep forgiving you. So you can go out and do whatever you want. And whenever I got this question, I didn't know how to answer it because I knew it was wrong, but I just didn't know how to explain it. So I found my answer in Romans 6, and I'm going to read you just verse 1 and 2. What should we say then? Should we continue in sin so that grace may multiply? Absolutely not. How can we who died to sin still live in it? Or are you unaware that all of us who were baptized into Christ were baptized into his death? So we don't keep on sinning this, or we don't keep on living the same life that we lived before Christ. We can't, even because of grace. So according to that kind of logic I wrote down, according to this argument, grace is not a sufficient motivation for living holy. So the question, shall we continue in sin? Number 1, you cannot, because you are united in Christ. And this is what I got from verses 1 through 11 in Romans chapter 6. 2, you need not, because since dominion has been broken by grace. This is verse 12 through 14. 3, you must not, because it would bring sin in again as your master. Verse 15 through 19. Remember, you can only serve one master. It's Christ or sin. And when you let sin back in, when you have that mentality, that's exactly what the enemy wants you to think. He wants you to think you can go and live your life and that Christ is always there. Just do whatever you want. You'll be forgiven. Can't let sin become our master. And then number 4, you better not, for it would end in disaster. And this is verse 20 through 23. So those are four statements that I got from a Bible commentary. And as you read Romans 6 with these statements, it just makes so much sense. And that's my answer. So I'm just going to direct people back to this video, which is why I'm making it. So in conclusion, I said, we have died to sin. As I continue. If I don't write it down, I'll just forget it. When Jesus died to sin, he died as our representative. He died not only as our substitute, that is for us or in our place, but he also died as our representative, that is as us. Therefore, when he died, we died. He died to the whole question of sin, settling it once and for all. This does not mean that believers are sinless. We will fall, we will sin. We will make mistake after mistake after mistake. It means that he identified with Christ in his death and in all that his death means. So we can't live the same life as before. We can't have that kind of mentality. We're going to mess up. That doesn't mean we have to stress about living a perfect life. It just means we can't have that mentality of, well, I'm going to do this because I'm good, right? God's just going to keep forgiving me. And while sure, God forgives and forgives and forgives, we can't live like we did before we accepted Christ.